This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
The play Educating Rita investigates how a young woman, Rita, has to cope with daily life, struggle, transformation, and different stages as she becomes informed. The play is based on the author's personal life. In this novel, these diverse cultures play a vital role in society and individuals' social lives. The novel observes that working-class people struggle to break the lower-class circle. The novel discusses cultural anticipations between the aristocrats and the working class. The novel was written in the 1980s, but the cultural anticipations of the period are not as significant nowadays as they were. The author attempts to convey the reflection that once a woman is born into a lower-class culture, it is tough to escape from it as people ignore her aspirations and judge her based on her culture. However, the novel demonstrates that just because people are in a noble class entirely of everything, it does not essentially signify that they are satisfied in life. Russell has demonstrated his considerations of a significant culture and society's perceptions. In this novel, Russell discusses the question of women's neglect in society through their negative stereotypes and being considered by men as persons to raise children and assist them in house activities. The author presents a solution to this question by demonstrating through the main character, Rita, that education can upgrade women's diminished position and status in society. Rita's education is not limited to academic learning. Her change from the ignorant Rita to the knowledgeable Susan is comprehensive. The author not only demonstrates the significance of being knowledgeable, but shows how education assists women to prevail over their background and secede from the conventional role anticipated of a woman in the society. Rita sets on a path of self-discovery and is determined to manage her personal existence and create independent opinions. She trusts that education will enable her to become independent in her choices by acknowledging that the value of education surpasses just academic learning. Rita's past has detained her back and put her in a helpless position. A significant number of studies completed in the 1970s proved that middle-class youth were far more likely to excel at school and join institutions of higher learning than working-class youth such as Rita. Rita's education faults are revealed in her remembrance of school life. Boring, ripped-up books, broken glass everywhere, knives, and fights. And that was just in the staff room. But they tried their best, I suppose, always telling us we stood more of a chance if we studied. But studying was just for the whims, wasn't it? See, if I'd started taking school seriously, I would have had to become different from my mates, and that's not allowed. Rita wanted to match the way everybody around her lived their lives until she recognized that there was an approach to advance her life. The status battle that forced her is demonstrated through the conversation between them. The author considers education to be the only thing that can help Rita achieve her aspiration to survive the working-class environment in which she was brought up. Russell believes that through education, Rita can disentangle herself from the conventional beliefs bestowed on a lower-class female in the 1970s. Demands and controls on Rita emanated typically from her family, especially her husband. The author presents men as people who do not consider women's decisions when making choices. This is apparent when Rita's husband disagrees with Rita's decision to wait before conceiving their first baby. A different pressure that influences Rita's decision to pursue education and opposes adapting to the conventional lower-class female is her mother. She realizes that she was not just pursuing education to benefit herself only. She was learning for all the women like her mother who by no means had the opportunity to do anything for themselves and who were compelled to fill the customary housewife responsibility. Education is Rita's expedition of self-realization to fill the empty space in her life. This journey of self-realization is vital to the play as, via learning, Rita looks for the resolutions in existence, something that really pleases her. The novel presents women as people with a solid resolve to manage their lives by making their own decisions, and this is what they consider education to offer them. The readers can evidently see how the primary subject of the novel changes. The novel has a very powerful and emotional message and demonstrates that when women aspire to transform their lives, they can be successful through hard work and determination, like Rita. Russell shows how a woman's education and success positively change the lives of others. Rita has transformed to become an improved person and has quit her bad practices, such as smoking, for her own benefit. She has changed from a stylist to a well-knowledgeable and esteemed woman in society. Her husband started with a nasty tendency to smoke, but he quit smoking and started writing poetry. This essay on educating Rita by Willy Russell, literature analysis, was written and submitted by a student just like you. The Ivy Panda Samples database hosts thousands of works similar to this one on various subjects. Visit ivypanda.com to find what you are looking for, free of charge.